Oh yeah, beltalowda. Let's talk a little bit about the Callisto Commission. So the Callisto Commission was a sort of afterthought once the group Ghost Knight to Callisto was off the ground. Realized how much things needed to scale. Um, we had sort of a period of very slow growth in the early month or so, and then we got kind of explosive for a while. We had a couple periods like that. And it's been really nice for us as a group to have those sort of intermittently staggered the way they were, because it gave a real good opportunity, a really salient opportunity for some camaraderie. We got to know each other in ways that I don't think we would have been able to if we if we had gone full bore with it and just been concentrating and focusing on numbers. But then again, I don't think Ghost Knife would have ever done that, considering what we're trying to do. Now, the scale of what we're trying to do now has grown significantly over the last 14 months. And that is part and parcel a number of reasons, but chiefly what the group sort of organically became for each other. And that's no one, I don't think anyone can take credit for that. I don't think that's something, I think that if somebody does, we detract from it, from the totality of it, even in aggregate, because the motivating principles that build camaraderie in this space, that perpetuate it, that provide it in a really meaningful, tangible way, that doesn't really reconcile. So we had to figure out a way that we could essentially listen to everybody, maintain that same equilibrium in terms of every membership has equal say. And when I say membership, if you're here, you don't have to have a game pass to be a belter, and we've learned this. And in discovering that, that's been one of the coolest things about this organization, is that it means a lot more to be a belter than it does to fucking fly a spaceship. And I think, to me, that's the most special part. I love absolutely everything about this org. Having been the fortunate person to press play on it, to take this particular chance, I feel very grateful for having the perspective that I do, because I don't know that I necessarily would have come to this place and been believing of its merits right off the gate. And we've had a few people that have kind of called us on a few times and have helped us to grow. I miss thee. Anyways, the Callisto Commission embodies all of the titular Ghost Knife's merits. It is a lofty ideal, but that's what everybody here is doing already. The only thing is there's a little bit more of an organizational component. And these are people that are both trusted in the community, but they also exemplify a lot of what Ghost Knife is, just either through being here or how they are naturally. These are things that we come to observe in our potential commissioners, and it's a real pleasure to have some people brought in to help kind of share some of the burden of growth. Now, burden has a negative connotation, but there are certain aspects of org management that we maintain. If I'm being honest, we are a very different space, and that is by design. But there are certain aspects of org management that we can't ignore, and a whole bunch of those really boil down to user sort of experience, player experience. Like, what are you guys getting out of the deal here? You know, we're kind of asking a tall order of you. Come here and the time that you're playing this game, go out and try to do good. What does that even fucking mean? That's for you to decide. And ultimately, that's what helps us grow as an organization, because we're not going to have this rigid set of strictures that's anathema to what Ghost Knife and mutuality of all represents, right? We can't have true social equity under those conditions. So we have to be able to grow, we have to be able to pivot, we also have to be very representative of the whole, right? We have to be. We're going to espouse nuance, the importance of nuance and semantics, we have to embrace them fully. And the only extent to that is the ones that are anti-social equity, that are in direct opposition. Those instances are very, very few. We actually haven't had any here, which is pretty cool. Now, to say that we won't, I think is very silly. I think where people are concerned, ego has a way of fucking things up. And I'm not exempt from that either, which is why the Callisto Commission exists. This is a panel of beltalowda, members of Ghost Knife, that understand the vision, that are helping to take a little bit more of an active hand or active role in helping it to grow and to nourish, to water the garden, so to speak. It is very much a sort of caregiver and curatorship position. We are now getting into a position where we are able to, I think, at least from discussions here, in terms of the totality of the Callisto Commission, we're getting into more of a need for more specialized roles. And what those are going to look like is going to be dictated by the individuals that we bring in. It's kind of the beauty of it. Play to people's strengths. This has to be a gaming organization. You still have to be gaming. If this starts to feel like work, we're doing it wrong. This is about systemic change. At its core, this is about systemic change by us being who we are. That's simple. And allowing others to be who they are. That's simple. And it should be enjoyable. Not all growth is easy. Being an addict in recovery, it's going to be 5 years very fucking soon. There are aspects of change that require true equity. You have to pour bits of yourself into. They are work. They are work. The point here is to get you to see the merit in some of that. If it applies to you, it might not apply to you. Everybody has different situations, different circumstances. This is how it goes. Now, I'm gonna leave everybody with this. This space is all of ours equally, and it's very much important for me to see, from my perspective, that is understood, and I very much want to help cultivate that understanding. So you're going to see me continue the project, like the Book of Callisto. The whole intent there is to get people to invest more in different ways, okay, for themselves, for the betterment of everybody in the organization. If we all have these, sort of big character sheets, people that are on the fence about maybe stepping into a sort of dramatic persona, if you will, to role play, to get a little comfortable with being uncomfortable, to stepping into somebody else's shoes, into a new perspective, consciously making that decision to do that. I see these as very, very important things to be doing. We can talk about why anytime that you would like to. But there's going to be a continued push from a creative perspective for me to continue that. I see a great requirement for it in our local communities and by extension our societies. That's what this space is also intended to represent, is a safe haven for people to embrace the weird, to be weird, okay? To be okay with being perhaps removed from societal norms, bullshit tropes, dangerous ones that are everywhere, fucking everywhere. I'm going to do my best to not get preachy with it, but fucking full disclosure, I'm going to get preachy with it. I hope everybody is having a lovely day. That's it for me. Look to your Callisto commissioners for assistance. If you have questions and concerns, these are our people. Yeah. Tenye, watch chesh good. Beltalowda. Oh, you dang.